I might just move it this way.
Greetings from
Oh, it's a
Bangkok,
bit dark.
Thailand,
Yeah.
and welcome to 30 Minutes, promoting unity and diversity with Wanayran Angerer in moving cultures. Today, we have a very special guest from my host country, that is Thailand. And she is a woman that represents life, fire, not only because she's vibrant, but because she also used fire as a way to connect with other people and with the world and with nature. And her name is Zazi Ruengchinda, and she's our guest number 151 of the series. Zazi, how are you?
Hey, สวัสดีค่ะ
Sawadika.
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Very well, Sassy. So happy that you accepted our invitation to talk a little bit about your life, your journey, and what are you preparing for 2022? So the first question is, who is Sassy?
Oh, who is Zazi? Zazi is an ordinary girl from Bangkok who happens to find a group of fire spinner in Bangkok 10 years ago. And so back then we were just like practicing together. Then we sometimes creating jobs, like sometimes we got asked to perform for events as a big group, as like a fire circus team in Bangkok. And so yeah, with that it takes me to another journey because I get to learn different art skills completely, which is really nice. We were like one of the first in Thailand to do this, actually.
Beautiful. Sassy, are you originally from Bangkok?
Yes, born and raised.
Born and raised in Bangkok.
Yes.
I think this is also a great opportunity to talk about the city that is so vibrant and how this pandemic has been hitting a lot of the people in their economy. How do you feel about this situation, Sassy?
It's been difficult for a lot of people, and I must say, as an introvert myself, I'm actually enjoying this. for people having some distance to each other, and I think it's also stop a lot of pollutions in the world, which is a great thing. I kind of like it. To be honest.
Yes,
yeah.
I have the opportunity to meet you a year ago in a charity and food rescue program in Bangkok. It was called Serving Love, and you were our closure act with fire. How do you feel about making merits, helping others and also the community? I know in Thailand it's very important to do some merits.
Yep. It's an honor for me to meet you as well, because it's like this is how amazing the art always connect people. I'm so glad the organizer have make it happen. So yeah, with merit in Thailand we have so many ways to make merits. You can either go to the temple and do food merit to the monks, and then the monks will then give it to the community for the people who are not able to cook themselves or things like this in Thailand. It's been regular practice. For me, I feel like if I can give it forward, if there's anything I can do with what I have, and then I think that's my way to do merit. So when the organizer asked me if I would like to join this event for the food charity, I was like, why not? Let's do it. It's gonna be amazing.
Yes, and it was beautiful also to see that your mother was with you in that event. And I know your mother is very important to you. What can you tell us about your mom?
She's a very active she's a very active auntie. At the moment, she's still like cleaning up something in front of the house, and sometimes she climbs trees to cut the branches herself. Like she's originally from the farmer family. Like we do rice farming on my mom's side, and my dad's side is like doing something with the police yeah, and also being I think my grandfather is a preacher, but for Muslim community in Ayutthaya.
In
And then but then they met in Bangkok. So the love story start, and here I am.
Ah, yes,
Yeah.
fantastic. And I remember her that she is very supportive to you, and she is also very much engaged with your art.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
remember her helping you with the tools and being very dynamic, you know, and I think because she's
Yes,
so active, that keeps her with a good spirit and also keep her healthy.
yes, absolutely. My mom also has been a beautician for ladies in Bangkok. She does like slimming course and like a bridal course for the ladies who want to prepare herself before getting married, and it's more like slimming and beauty and health and yoga and all of these things herself. So when she see that I find myself a freelance kind of lifestyle with fire dancing, she's super supportive about it. Yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah.
Sassy, let's talk about the fire art and the possibilities to learn in Thailand, because you say you were one of the first artists doing fire in this country. How that happened?
It started from my teacher. He was a producer of the equipments. He used to make all of fire spinning equipment such as the fire baton,
Mm-hmm.
the spinning chain and all of these things. So he produced the toys, and then he has to teach also. That's why we meet up in the park near in Bangkok, by the river, and practice together from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock every day.
You also have the opportunity to travel across Thailand doing
Yes.
your art. Can you
Yes.
tell us about that experience?
Yeah. After the fourth year of training, I starting to travel to the south, and then I meet with my partner back then, who's a dive instructor and also fire spinner. So we come up with the idea to make it a real job.
Mm.
So we create a show and complete it by itself. So it's a new kind of art form that people never know of, and then we start to introduce it to all the five-star hotels. That here's another kind of entertainment that you can see live, and you get to see how we meditate throughout the throughout the movement while spinning fire, which is like a
Mhm.
stunt show.
Now it's very common to see fire artists in different hotels in the country, right?
Yes, it's become a trend now, and it's a good exercise for a lot of people as well. Because
Okay.
when you spin it, or when you spin, you can't really just think about anything else. You have to concentrate, but you can't be too concentrate at the same time. So you
Mm.
kind of just go with the flow and still in your meditative state as well. So this is what's good about it.
So it's some kind of active meditation, isn't it?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. It's a moving meditation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Sasi, let's talk about the connection of the elements like earth, fire, water,
Oh.
and how do that connection help you to be more happy?
Mm, I find it when I get to do my art, I'm happiest. I feel like I find myself a place that where I belong after all. Because I'm more of a lone wolf kind of person, but I can also I can work along well with people in groups. But as soon as I get to pick up my toy and then start spinning, I feel at ease. I feel at peace also. It's a little bit like bicycling, to be honest. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To make it easier to understand, it's like bicycling. You get to do some spinning, you do your body movement, and then you just lost in there.
And how do the movement, the
Yeah.
fire, and the people happens to be one? Because that's some kind of a spirituality and a spiritual journey,
Yes.
right?
Yes, it is. Yeah. Because you can't just light a fire and do some spinning, so it takes some time to practice without fire before. Everyone has a different speed and time for learning process. So for me, I learned to do it without the fire spinning for 2 weeks, and then I light the fire. And of course, I make mistake. I burn my dress. I burn my hair. I have so many scars still, and but it was also challenging because I feel that, oh, it's so hard, it's so difficult. How can I make myself make it better? So I keep practicing and practicing. So I think I feel comfortable to perform to spin fire completely, like in my first year or two. Yeah, that I feel like okay, I can take care of myself, and uh I don't make accident and it fly off to some other people. So that's like in my first year.
Yeah, and you've been doing fire art for 10 years, more or less.
Started on 2001.
Ah, okay, so
Quite
almost
some time,
20.
yeah. Yeah. Ooh,
Yes,
time
it's been,
fly. Time fly when you have fun, hey?
yeah, more than 20 years. Wow,
Yeah, surprise.
Sassy.
Yeah,
And do you have the opportunity to meet a lot of people from all over the world?
absolutely. Yeah. First thing from my in my first year, I met the American acrobat artist called Steve
Mhm,
Crow. He was already established in Thailand and start doing some project with the children from Klong Toei
mhm,
community, which is like kind of a bit more. The Klong Toei the Klong Toei community has the orphanage. So together we go every Sunday to teach the children how to do circus art. He teaches
mhm.
acrobatic and gymnastics, and I teach fire spinning.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's very much connected with the social projects of the Cirque du Soleil, that
Yes,
they do
exactly.
community work with circus techniques.
Yep.
What do you think about using the happiness and joyful dynamics of circus to
Mm.
make children to be confident and also to help the children to be powerful?
It's it's powerful too because this kind of art is still rare and people don't get to do it very much. So when the practitioner get to understand the move and they can do when and they can master it, they feel proud of themselves. And that's when they feel like okay, I'm confident, I am something. Because with children with the at the orphanage, they always feel empty inside. They always feel like they don't belong to something like this. But once they start to pick up their art skill that they can perform that no one can do, and they can work in groups, they become like confident and more proud of themselves.
How do you see the role of women doing
Mm.
this kind of activities? How Thai people see this?
Thai people see it as a big surprise. I think every time I end of the show, at the end of the show, people come to me and like, oh wow, my God, never seen this before, something like this. So I'm like, yes. Also, I kind of want to keep it secretive as well. That's why I don't create my own YouTube channel. Just
Mhm.
also because I don't have time to do it all by myself. And sometimes I got like a day, I got an office job also. That's why I don't create my own YouTube channel yet. But I think with this thing, it opens up opportunity to get to connect with people in organic form as
Mhm.
well. Yeah.
And also for men and for women to understand that doing this kind of creative work, it's also different and it's also decent and it's also important, you
Yeah.
know, because like you say, they realize it's different and they have never experienced the happiness that you get through that.
Yes. What was the question again? I'm sorry.
Yeah, the question is more like the people from Thailand, they
Mm.
feel happy after your shows?
Yes.
They
There
do?
was surprise. Yeah, there was surprise. It's the show is kind of mix of martial art show, but translated into the graceful form. And so because I'm so at peace when I'm doing fire shows, so people feel like, wow, how can you do it with no fear, with no stress, with things like this. I think with for that for that level of understanding of happiness, I think people have to just get to try, practice, and get to try it themselves to see how it is for them. But in my teaching experience with various people, some people don't have it, some people have it. Some people pick it up and like it right away, and some people just find it difficult and they just, oh no, this is not my thing, forget it.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think it's the new journey that people can still discover. And these days, you if you are really if people are interested, I think you can find a tutorial video on YouTube.
Mhm.
So everyone can just pick up the basic understanding from the YouTube video.
Yeah, just like online
Yeah.
connection with the tradition, with the technique.
Yes.
Sassy, I'm going to bring to the screen some photos so you
Yep.
can tell us about these experiences.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is truly the finest fire dancer in Thailand. This is how they call you. Okay, Sassy. Why Sassy?
My first name is Sasithorn, and so when I start the fire show, I think I have to make a brand for myself. So I just cut the last bit of my name off to be Sassy, because it's kind of sound the same like sassy. That
Yeah, and
that English word.
It's very catchy also. It's very musical and very catchy.
Yeah.
Sassy, you also understood how important is to become a brand in a project, in a business. Because originally, like you say, you were doing it because was your learning process, was your journey, was beautiful. Yes. But at the moment you created the company, what were the steps to become like a production group?
Well, my kind of production is still kind of baby step. It's not like a full-on company just yet. It's actually more like I have myself as a project, and I connect with other fire dancers in times. So it's like a pirate, a little kind of like pirate project a little bit, when I call up people like, hey, I have a show in 2 weeks. Are you free to come and join me? And then we get to rehearse together, and then boom, we just go and surprise people.
Yeah, and actually that's the way business are run. You know, in the actuality, you don't need to have like a space. You don't need to have staff. As far as you understand how to present your work and connect with other people, like you say, and present in a very structured way your performance, how to charge also, you know, to establish your fees. And I think that's like a very business-oriented possibility. Do you teach your students to also look into the business side of the creative process?
Not just yet. At the moment, I'm just teaching children in different projects, but more in terms of having more as a new hobby, or as a way to present themselves. For example, some students that came to me are children, like until up to 18 years old, and sometimes they have to enter the competition, like a beauty pageants or something like that. So they have to show the special skill that they have. So with my teaching, I get to teach them to do this special art act that they can add into their competition.
Fantastic.
I have to move it too close to the to the cable, because
yes,
I'm losing the connection.
The connection. Let me move to the next image. Okay. So I think you are here in a performance.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, wow. I just gonna run out of battery. That's all. My computer ran out of battery so fast these days.
Yes, it's okay. In this photo, you can see Sassy with the graffiti painting in the background, and she is Sassy. If you can face the window, not the window in the opposite direction. Yeah, and like that. That's perfect. Can you see the photo?
Yes, this one was taken in Brisbane in my trip I visit Australia for 6 months with my partner who did the fire dancing. And this is when we start to promote it as a professional fire performance show. So we went to this we went to Art Factory and get together with the local artists and ask permission to take photos there, and then we also perform for them as the
I think it's important also the collaborations, you know, because at the moment you work with a visual artist, graffiti artist, your fire becomes even more powerful, don't you think?
Yes, absolutely. And surprisingly, in Australia, we get to try out if the fire dancing can actually make money. So my ex-partner and I, we perform at the amusement park every weekend. And with that money, we actually managed to survive throughout the Australia trip. well, with the help of the family members, well, because we are staying with the family. And the purpose
Fantastic.
of going to Australia was to visit all the families and join them for the 80th birthday of the grandparents and the graduation of the niece. So yeah, we stay with the it save cost to stay with the parents, with the family, and then we also make money with fire dancing at the amusement park on the weekend.
Fantastic.
Ah.
Okay, let's see another image.
Yep.
This is in the Serving Love.
Yes.
Okay, and this also.
Yeah.
This is also part of your performance that day.
Awesome.
Yes, it was very nice. I loved it.
Yeah, because I tend to go to events by myself. I don't have so many. I don't get to collect so many photos or video of me. So I'm so glad you had this. Thank you so much.
You were so happy. So this was the Serving Love 2020. We created the publicity for your performance and participation. And
yeah.
Okay, this is one of the spaces where you're teaching circles and gymnastics and fire, right?
That's right. This is the this is the theater and theoretical school in Hua Hin. The teacher, the owner of the school used to be a theoretical artist herself, and she has many businesses, but her passion is to create the performance artist. That's why she built this like a theoretical school with like full equipment and everything. So 10 years ago, I joined the class as a student to learn how to produce a performance show as a live performance, like play, like theoretical, this kind of thing. And then I get to come across my teacher again. So she asked me if I can come and join her to be the teacher of this event, of this summer camp. So we get to spend 1 month together happily in Hua Hin.
Wow.
And then teach the children.
Most of the students are little girls.
Yes. We give in the class that we have so many activities like during the day. This one is part of parkour. Actually, it's parkour class that we are providing. I was only assisting on this part because there are so many small children, like you said. Yeah. So, but the parkour doesn't have to be super extreme. It can be just like get to try out as well. Like yeah. So this is what the picture is about. Everyone in the class get to try parkour, but they don't have to jump into all the boxes like extreme, just like we usually know of what parkour is.
And I think parkour is about understanding how your body works, isn't it? And how far you can go with exploring the space and also your capacities.
Yes, that's right. It's kind of like a little bit like training yourself to be a jaguar. To be a tiger. Like,
yes, to be a tiger.
Yeah, you claw, you climb, you like, and then you save yourself also. You don't hurt yourself at the end of it. So yeah, there's like a certain exercise to stretch your muscles before you starting to do this, and then stretching at the end of it, of course. Just like
don't you think that in the actuality people is understanding how animals teach us how to move, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we have forgotten those capacities, of going the floor like a snake and then stand up like a big animal and open their arms. Absolutely. What do you think about that?
I think this is amazing experience to get to learn this project myself. Like I was so glad and honored to be there, because like you said, we human, we get used to regular daily life, and we forgot all the skills that we have hidden. And it's good to have it in that the children get to experience it as well, to know that they are capable of doing all of this, and they are much bigger than who they think they are. Maybe this skill can help them in the future. Who knows?
You empower them.
Yes.
Well,
so thanks to my teacher. Thanks to my teacher to give me that opportunity. Yes.
Yeah, and I think your mother example, your father being connected to the land, your passion also for fire, your combination of activities with the Buddhism, you know, and compassion, and also your merits. I think it's a combination of everything you do in life. So we already reached the 30 minutes, Zazi.
Time fly. So much fun. Thank you.
Yes.
Can we go on?
Yes.
This is so much fun. We should do it the second version of this later on if you want.
I think so, definitely. We're gonna get you in our series of women for 2022 next year. I'll be sending you the invitation and the date.
Thank
And
you so much.
Zazi, can you send a message to the society about inclusion, unity, diversity, and participation?
I think with the new rise of social media, drive people into different ways. So in many ways, but it also connected people. You can also find your own community in the social media. I think it's a matter of choosing which way you want to grow. And then you can choose your social media into a positive way.
Thank you, Zazi. Thank you so much for promoting unity and diversity through your life, your work, your way of thinking. I'm so happy that I met you, and we've been connected, and we usually chat about different things in life. I love that. I send you a big hug.
Same here. I can't move so much.
Don't worry, and I hope
I have my computer on my lap.
And I hope to be able to give you a physical hug very soon.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Zazi, sawadee
Much
ka.
love ka.
Yes, bye-bye.
Bye.
Musical kisses, Zazi. Bye-bye.